What's going on? It's your boy Tunnel Vision. We back. I'm stuck in mad traffic right now. Ridiculous. It is rush hour though, so it is what it is. So I might as well hop on this, put out another video real quick. Now, Terrence Crawford went on the Joe Rogan podcast, and one of the things that he said on that podcast was that he doesn't need Earl Spence, and Earl Spence needs him. Okay, if you say so. I guess it depends on, what your thought process is. And one of his thought process was that, hey, in order to become undisputed, he has to go through me. I don't need him because I've already been undisputed, at the lower weight class. So I don't need him to become undisputed because that's something I've already done. Okay, I guess, you could think that. But, the reality of the situation is he doesn't necessarily need you to become undisputed. He can just move up. Go up to 154 pounds. You're talking about 3 of the belts pretty much will be probably consolidated at that time to one person, because J-Rock is fighting Hurd again, and Harrison is fighting Charlo again. They're fighting each other, and then the winners, according to J-Rock's trainer, they're already contractually binded up to fight against each other. The winners. So it'll be a situation where all 3 belts are basically consolidated with one person. And you're looking at probably what? Earl Spence taking on, right now he's taking on Sean Porter. If he can get that Manny Pacquiao fight after that, you're talking about another big pay-per-view that he's going to be a part of. That's $1 million pay-per-view, by the way. That thing is selling over 1 million pay-per-views if those two fight. That's one of the reasons why I think, as much as I think Manny doesn't necessarily want to fight him, I think he'll end up fighting him. When they pull up on him like, yo, guarantee you 30 or 40 million. We can guarantee you that for this fight. And it's not as, his old situation where he's guaranteed a 30 or 40 million dollar fight, and he gets that check, and it's 20 or 30 less than he thought it was going to be, as things I believe used to happen when he was with Bob Arum. He's not going to have people dipping into his pockets like that. What they say is going to get paid, it's going to be what he's going to get paid. And I think they said the max that Al Heyman takes off his fighters is 15%. So it's not like he's getting this huge chunk taken out of him. Not that normal 30% that most fighters get, taken from them. So, he does that fight. Earl Spence wins that fight. He'll have 3 of the belts. He'll be in incredible space when it comes to, bargaining power. And if he can't make that fight happen for whatever reason, cool. I believe he'll just move up, and then he can fight. He can fight for 3 belts on his first fight at 154 pounds. Fight for 3 of the belts, which would be another pay-per-view, by the way. Make a boatload of money if he's able to win that. Have 3 of the belts off the rip, and then after that, if Jaime Munguia has that belt still, or even if somebody else has that belt, the amount of money they'll be able to offer that particular person. And as far as, and there's another pay-per-view about, by the way, regardless of who that person would, I don't see them refusing that fight. I don't see them refusing the funds, that are given to them, offered to them for that fight. And he can become undisputed that way. And I definitely can see him going that route because, when it came to Keith Thurman, he didn't believe Keith Thurman was going to fight him. He didn't believe it. So his talking, and he didn't believe Manny Pacquiao was going to beat Keith Thurman. He had Manny Pacquiao losing to Keith Thurman. So what he actually said was like, yo, after this fight, I want negotiations to start with Terrence Crawford. I'm going to fight Terrence Crawford, get 3 of the belts, and I'm going to move up. Because he didn't believe that, Keith Thurman was going to fight him. So F it. He wasn't sitting there like, all right, I got to get this, and I'm just going to, I'm going to, keep hounding Keith Thurman because I need that belt. not need to be undisputed. I mean, he wants to become undisputed, but if there's too many obstacles in the way, he's going to keep it moving. He's not going to hold back his career. That's one of the main talking points that he's always had, is like, I'm not holding back my career. I'm not waiting around for people. I'm not sitting around for people. If it's time for me to move, I'm going to move. You know, and that's how he's been moving. You know, these guys who want to fight me, hey, cool. You know, give me Lamont Peterson. He's willing to fight me. Give me him. Let me pack out, you know, the Barclays. You know, give me my what's it called? Give me my mandatory up in Dallas. Let me bring 14, 15,000 people versus Ocampo. You know, and do 700,000 plus on Showtime. Let me do that. You know, Mikey Garcia's willing to fight me. Cool. Let me fight Mikey Garcia. Do 350, 400 what's the pay-per-views. Pack up the house, 45,000 people. Let me go do that. Oh, Sean Porter want to fight me now, huh? He want to fight me now? Cool. He's going to go fight Sean Porter. Do his thing with Sean Porter. Another big event. Tickets selling spectacularly. You know, they selling very well. Go fight him in another big bout. You know? Get that belt. Consolidate that belt. Got 2 belts around his waist. Manny Pacquiao doesn't want to fight me. Bob Arum wants to set up the Terence Crawford fight. Cool. Give me Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia don't want to fight? Cool. My mandatory is Ugas. Give me Ugas. Most people think that Ugas, beat Sean Porter anyway. So give me, and he's been talking all this crap for a couple of years anyway. So just give me Ugas. Let me go do another 15,000 in Dallas. Let me go to the Barclays and pack out the Barclays. You know, bring in 14, 15,000 at the Barclays. I'm cool. He's going to be willing to do that as well. So, you know, it's not going to, you know, undisputed is not the end all be all when it comes to Earl Spence. It's not the end all be all. You know, it's not the end all be all. And as far as when it comes to popularity, he continues to grow. When it comes to finances, he continues to grow. You know, he didn't take that 3.5 guarantee, $3 million per fight guarantee. He chose to bet on himself instead. As a lot of some of the PBC fighters do. He chose to bet on himself and said, like, nah, forget that guarantee. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposedly living paycheck to paycheck. Okay. We're going to see. We'll see. And we've seen now. We've seen him take on Mikey and make in one fight probably what Terence Crawford makes in 3 fights. Actually more, because he doesn't have a previous promoter taking 8% of all his purses. And he doesn't have a Bob Arum taking 30% of his purses. He doesn't have a Bob Arum taking a huge part of his gate. Terence Crawford at home, you know, over 10, 15,000 people at home. And somehow they said what he got for his gate was $400,000. $400,000. Yet Gary Russell fights, I think there was 9,000 plus people came in there at the Army, I think, and the dude gets 1.2 million from his gate. Something that's not adding up over there. So, you know, when it comes to him, he's getting that just like the others before, you know, before him have gotten. That's why Cotto's suing Bob Arum right now. Somebody who had a proper contract, by the way, you know, who was good with his contracts, yet he's owed for monies from over 8 pay-per-views. He's looking for money from 8 pay-per-views. You know, Floyd Mayweather was owed $700,000 for what, a decade plus, 2 decades before he finally got his money. That was owed to him. You know, and that's part of the reason why you don't go in right away with a Terence Crawford versus Earl Spence. You don't do that. You put yourself into a space where, you know, you solidify yourself as the man, you know, and having control and having that power. So when the bout does happen, you're in control. Where it's happening, you know, on the network that you want. When it's happening on the venues that you want, the venue that you have control over. Where you have control over the finances. Where you're the one getting the money and you're cutting them a check. So you don't have to worry about all the BS that he does on the side. All the mess that he causes. You know, you don't put yourself into a space where, oh, you have to later on go to court in order to try to get your money and stay in litigation for years upon years upon years. and wasting money and wasting time. You don't do that. You don't put yourself in that position when it comes to him. If you can put yourself into a position where you're in a position of power, you do that. You absolutely do that. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. That's what Earl Spence said. He's being built up, continuing to be built up. He's continuing to win, continuing to be victorious, and he's becoming a bigger and a bigger and a bigger star. You know, because of the way Fox is pushing him, the way Showtime pushes him, the way PBC pushes him. You know, the way, you know, the fact that he opens up to his boxing community and his boxing fans, speaks to them on a regular basis, speaks on the platforms that his fans go to. You know, that's what he does. You know, he's not, that's what he does. I won't even get into the other stuff. But, you know, he's not going on platforms, you know, who have called his kind Planet of the Apes before. Those aren't the platforms that he's going to. You know, and he's doing this thing, man. He's getting bigger while Terrence Crawford is stuck at ESPN, who doesn't promote him whatsoever. You know, stuck on Top Rank, who doesn't promote him whatsoever. They put no kind of real time and effort into him, the way that all these fighters at Fox, you know, the amount of time and investment is being put into them. He's getting none of that. And he's a jewel, man. He's a jewel. He's something that could be so spectacular, so incredible, that they can make so much money off of, and he can become such a big superstar. But, you know, he's been kept down just like they kept Floyd Mayweather down. And that's part of the reason why you didn't get that Manny Pacquiao fight. It had nothing to do with Bob Arum not wanting him to be hurt, getting him to get hurt or anything like that. If that was the case, why would you want him to drain himself down all the way to 135 pounds to fight Lomachenko? You know, the reason why he wanted to do that is because he wanted Lomachenko to be the star, not you. He wanted Lomachenko to be the superstar, not you. He wanted Oscar De La Hoya to stay the star, not Floyd Mayweather. He wanted Miguel Cotto to become the star, not Floyd Mayweather. That's why he never set up that fight either. Never set up the De La Hoya versus Floyd Mayweather fight. That's number one. And he never set up the Floyd Mayweather versus Miguel Cotto fight. You know, they made up the excuses. Oh, Cotto's too young. He's too green. He kept making excuses to not have that fight. And he never put them into the ring with each other because he knew what would happen. He knew what would happen in that situation. He just, you know, and he just did not want to push. For whatever reason, he did not want Floyd Mayweather to become the star that he became. He did not want it. He does not want you, Terrence Crawford, to become the star that you're capable of becoming. He doesn't want that. You know, doesn't want that. You know? Supposedly all these guys were afraid of fighting Manny Pacquiao. Oh, they're afraid of fighting Manny. They don't want to fight Manny when he's on Top Rank. You know, a year, 2 years, a year plus later, a little bit over a year later, they join PBC, and there's no problem putting Adrian Broner in against him, Manny Pacquiao. There's no problem putting Keith Thurman in there against Manny Pacquiao. They had no problem paying Manny Pacquiao the money that he was requesting. He got what, you know, he was requesting to fight you. Yet they didn't want to invest that money when it came to you. Money that they would have recouped in a pay-per-view. But they didn't want to do it when it came to you. They didn't want to do it. You know? They didn't want to do it. Why don't they just say, hey, let's send him to Fox and let him fight Earl Spence. Let him get his bag. Let him get his bag. And if he wins, oh man, he comes back with 3 belts, with 2 extra belts. So now he got 3. You know? Or if Earl, it happens after Earl Spence has 3 belts, he comes back undisputed. Oh man, listen, let's have him do that. Let's have him, send him out there. You know? But are they going to do that? I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, even if they believe that you could win, I don't think they'll still send you out there. Because he doesn't want you to be the star. He wants Lomachenko to be the star over there at Top Rank. They want Tyson Fury to be the star over there. That's why they spend the time on them. That's why they invest the time into them. That's why you're over here fighting Amir Khan, and the entire fight is a promotion of Lomachenko. Lomachenko everything. That whole fight was Lomachenko. They're doing Lomachenko commercials, all that on your fight night. On the day it's supposed to be about you. You know? You want to be that big star? What you're capable of being? Then yeah, you need Earl Spence. You know? You need Earl Spence. You know, you want to put yourself into the space where you're getting that 8, 9, 10 million plus paydays like Mikey got, like Manny Pacquiao's getting, like Earl Spence is getting, like Deontay Wilder's getting. That's where you need to go. You need Earl Spence for that. You need Earl Spence for that. Ironically, if you were a PBC, you'd get that kind of payday facing somebody like a Danny Garcia. You know, and it would still be able to pay Danny Garcia a substantial amount of money as well. You know, that's the kind of space that you could have been in. You could have been facing a Ugas, making good bread, fighting on regular Fox, being promoted right, doing a face-to-face, you know, going onto the PBC show and talking to them about the bouts. You know, going to the college football games or going to the NFL football games and them, you know, interviewing you about your upcoming fight. You could have been doing all that. But, you know, you chose to stay with Top Rank. You know, so now you're stuck in kind of the situation that you're in, fighting Mean Machine. Yeah. Mean Machine. Oh. You know, before that you fought Amir Khan. Before that you fought Benavidez. The one with the bullet holes in his leg. That's what you got. What's going to be after that? Another mandatory? You know? From Uzbekistan or wherever that, you know, they're getting these guys from. That's what's going to be after that. That's all you got looking for. That's all you have to look forward to. You know, but for you to reach the levels that you're capable of going to, you need him. You need him. You need to face him. You know? And you're going to be put into the space where it's going to be, you're going to have to take that 35%. You know? You might have to fight on Fox. They might not want to do a dual bout between you guys. You know, your promotion's not going to be in the control that they want to be in. ESPN's not going to be able to be in the control that they want to be in. They're not. You know? And you're going to have to humble yourself and make things happen. Or not. You know, you can continue fighting the Mean Machines and, you know, I don't know, the off-road tanks, the fighter jets. I mean, whatever other names they have for these guys that you're going to be fighting. You can do that and make your 3.2 million, you know. It's all good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a lot of money, you know. Even after 40%, 38% is taken out of that before taxes. It's still a lot of money. You know, it's still a lot of bread. You know. If you're okay with being, you know, treated as a third-class citizen over there on Top Rank and ESPN, and you're all right with that and being treated like that, then, you know, continue to do so. It's all good. Earl Spence is good, and he definitely does not need you. See you on the next one.